for adults.
Resuming debate, the honourable member for Saint-Léonard, Saint-Michel.
Mr. Speaker, being the only member of this House who's had the honour of voting for the member for Mont-Royal during the last election, I wish to thank him for the pleasure of sharing his time with me. Mr. Speaker, I rise to respond to the motion from the member for Victoria, which calls for the immediate decriminalisation of the simple possession of marijuana for personal use. Tel que je l'expliquerai, notre gouvernement ne peut soutenir pareil cheminement. Une raison importante concerne le crime organisé et le fait que procéder ainsi que suggéré par la motion augmente le flot de revenus pour les organisations criminelles. Until such time as we legalize, regulate, and restrict marijuana, which was our platform commitment, we need police officers to continue to enforce the law related to marijuana. Under the Controlled Drugs and Substances Act, marijuana possession, production, and trafficking are illegal in Canada. Simple possession of up to 30 grams is an offense with a possible fine of up to $1,000 and up to 6 months in jail. More than half of all drug offenders reported by police are for marijuana possession, Mr. Speaker. In 2014, they amounted to 60,000 offenses reported and just over 22,000 charges laid. Most, if not all, of that marijuana is supplied at the moment by organized crime. As this House is aware, the government was elected on a platform that included the legalization and strict regulation of marijuana. The Minister of Justice and her colleagues in health and in public safety are pursuing an orderly and responsible approach to fulfilling this commitment. Nous allons légaliser la marijuana. Nous allons la réglementer et en restreindre l'accès. Nous allons empêcher les enfants d'y avoir accès et, fait important, nous allons priver le crime organisé des profits qu'il tire de ce lucratif commerce. À la même occasion, Monsieur le Président, nous allons punir plus sévèrement ceux qui la fournissent aux mineurs ou opèrent un véhicule alors qu'ils sont sous son influence, ou encore qui la vendront en dehors du cadre réglementaire. Nous espérons réaliser cela d'ici la fin de la prochaine année, après des consultations attentives avec les provinces et territoires et aussi avec les représentants des forces de l'ordre et d'autres groupes concernés. To that end, we are striking a task force on marijuana legalization and regulation to consult with Canadians broadly, as well as a wide range of stakeholders. These stakeholders will include provincial and territorial governments. They will include experts in public health, substance abuse, law enforcement, criminal justice, and economics. And they will include Indigenous and youth groups. But the member for Victoria would like us to decriminalize without a proper legal framework in place. It is important to keep in mind, Mr. Speaker, that there are unintended consequences to doing so. Of all the unintended consequences of decriminalization, perhaps the most dangerous is the opportunity it would provide to organized crime groups to profit from illegal drugs. If we were to adopt the member's motion for the months remaining until legalization receives royal assent, marijuana would continue to be illegal, but users could acquire it illegally without fear of criminal justice sanctions. This gives criminals an opportunity to ramp up their operations. So, the unintended consequences of the member's motion would be to aid the criminal organizations that are currently involved in importing, growing, and selling marijuana in Canada. And make no mistake about it, they have no qualms about selling it to our youth. Overwhelmingly, Mr. Speaker, organized crime groups that operate in Canada are involved in illegal drugs and have established networks to grow, procure, and sell marijuana and launder the profits. About 80% of crime groups identified in Canada are involved in the illicit drug market, particularly at street-level traffickers. Sale of marijuana is currently a big business. The profits give organized crime even more power. These criminals can use the profits to move into such activities as illegal migration, trafficking of human beings, money laundering, economic crimes, cross-border smuggling of counterfeit goods, and even environmental crimes such as the dumping of toxic wastes. Je sais qu'il n'est pas de l'intention du membre de Victoria de promouvoir pareilles activités criminelles. Néanmoins, telles pourraient être les conséquences de sa motion. En légalisant et réglementant la marijuana, le gouvernement cherche aussi à restreindre la participation du crime organisé dans la vente et la distribution de la marijuana. If we decriminalize before fully exploring all of the elements of legalization, we are giving organized crime an opportunity to further entrench their involvement in the illegal marijuana market. It will be even harder to get these criminal enterprises out of the marijuana trade once we legalize. There are many other aspects of marijuana legalization that will need to be considered, and the task force will do that. It will look at such issues as the impact on criminal records for simple possession, for example, and I know that the impact on ordinary Canadian is a major impetus for the motion before us. Mais il nous faut considérer l'impact du nouveau régime sur le crime organisé. Décriminaliser sans simultanément avoir en place un cadre légal et réglementaire équivaut à une reddition totale et complète devant le crime organisé. Le crime organisé doit être combattu, il doit être puni et il doit être privé de ses sources de revenus. Dans aucune circonstance et pour aucune raison, il ne faut donner carte blanche au crime organisé. Bref, il serait irresponsable de décriminaliser la marijuana avant la légalisation. Jusque-là, les présentes lois doivent être respectées et appliquées. Monsieur le Président, j'incite donc et j'encourage tous les députés à voter contre cette motion. Je vous remercie, Monsieur le Président.
Questions et commentaires, l'honorable député de Trois-Rivières.
Merci, Monsieur le Président.